Welcome back to Superbly Said, Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
It's great to be back.
Today we're diving into some really powerful phrases from a recent SpeakDuo lesson. It was lesson 11316 asking, is it still worth going to university?
A big question. And these phrases are just perfect for adding that extra bit of nuance.
Absolutely. And if you want to practice using them, you can head over to speakduo.com.
Yep. You can meet people from all around the world there, practicing English on video calls. A great way to build confidence.
All right, let's jump right in. We've got 8 phrases, and we'll start with 2 that are very relevant to our digital lives.
Yes, the less glamorous side.
Exactly. The first one is to spread their slop.
It sounds unpleasant.
It is. It means to distribute really low quality, just worthless content widely.
And this is different from just saying to distribute garbage, right?
It is, yeah. Garbage is just bad, but slop, that word, has a much heavier feel. It's almost repulsive.
It makes you think of like pig feed or something. It suggests the creator has zero respect for the person consuming it.
That's the key. There's a moral judgment there. So in a discussion, you might say, unscrupulous marketers try to spread their slop across all social media. It's so much stronger.
It really paints a picture. And that leads perfectly into our next phrase, which is
Black hole of meaninglessness.
another cheerful one.
Right. So if the slop is the content, this is where you find it. A black hole of meaninglessness is a situation or a place that just completely lacks any purpose or value.
The metaphor is so powerful. It's not just a pointless activity.
No.
A pointless activity is a waste of time. A black hole implies that your time and energy are completely, irreversibly consumed with zero return. Nothing escapes.
It's just gone. Like scrolling endlessly through some irrelevant social media feed.
That's the perfect example.
Scrolling endlessly can feel like falling into a black hole of meaninglessness.
And for an IELTS question, like what content online feels like a black hole of meaninglessness?
Ooh, good one.
You could answer, most overly positive business speak articles feel like a black hole of meaninglessness. It shows really advanced critical thinking.
Okay, let's shift gears. We'll move on to a couple of phrases about acceleration and starting things.
Getting things moving.
First up is to supercharge. This means to drastically increase the power, speed, or effect of something.
And the key word there is drastically. This isn't the same as, say, to boost.
Right. A boost is a small, helpful lift.
You boost your energy with a coffee.
Exactly. But you supercharge a company's growth with a huge investment. It implies an exponential, transformational leap. The scale is just completely different.
So at work, you might say, the new software is expected to supercharge our team's productivity.
Perfect. And let's compare that to our next one, to kickstart something.
Okay, so this is also about starting.
It is, but it's about the very beginning. While supercharge is about accelerating something already in motion, kickstart is about overcoming inertia.
So it's that initial jolt, like kickstarting a motorcycle.
That's the perfect image. It's the powerful, sudden catalyst you need just to get things going when there's resistance.
So for a personal goal, you might get asked, what do you use to kickstart a new fitness routine?
And a great answer could be, I use buying new workout clothes to kickstart my motivation.
Right, the clothes themselves aren't the routine, but they provide that initial psychological push.
Exactly. Okay, now let's switch our focus to behavior in groups of people.
Okay.
The phrase is in droves. It simply means in large groups or numbers. Lots of people doing something at once.
But again, it's so much more vivid than saying very many people.
Oh, absolutely. In droves suggests a collective movement, a sudden rush, like a herd.
There's an intensity to it.
Right. You could say in a news report, after the announcement, fans showed up in droves outside the stadium. It captures that overwhelming feeling.
And for a social trend, you could say, every January, people return to the gym in droves for their New Year's resolutions. It really emphasizes the scale of that sudden surge.
Okay, so from a massive crowd to something much more personal, our next phrase is to check in from time to time.
This one is so useful in a professional context.
It really is. It means to contact someone occasionally, to see how they're doing or get an update.
And it's better than just to contact occasionally, because check-in implies a purpose.
A purpose, yes. It's a brief status update, a quick welfare query.
And the from time to time part sets the expectation. It says, I'm here to support you, but I'm not going to micromanage.
Precisely. A manager might tell a new remote employee, I'll be sure to check in from time to time to see how you're settling in.
It establishes that perfect balance of support without pressure.
Okay, our final pair of phrases. These deal with strategy and security, which brings us right back to the theme of that university lesson.
Perfect.
First, to go back to the drawing board. This means being forced to start a plan all over again from the very beginning.
And this is an absolute. It's not revising the plan.
No, not at all. Revising is fixing flaws. When you go back to the drawing board, you are admitting the entire concept failed.
The foundation was wrong. You have to scrap everything and start from scratch.
It conveys a serious sense of failure. After the client rejected the designs, the team had no choice but to go back to the drawing board.
It really communicates the high stakes of that decision. You're not just patching a hole, you're building a new ship.
Green analogy. And finally, a really key phrase for life planning, steady job. A steady job is a secure job that isn't likely to end soon, usually with a regular salary.
Now, people might think this is the same as a secure job, but there's a nuance here.
There is. Steady emphasizes consistency, predictability.
It's about the non-volatility. The opposite of the gig economy, where 1 month can be great and the next, not so much.
Exactly. A steady job implies a reliable, stable flow of income and a long-term future. Someone might say, after years of freelance work, she finally landed a steady job with benefits.
And that's the core tension, isn't it? The question of whether a steady job is more important than a high-paying but unpredictable one. Using this phrase shows you understand that value proposition.
That's a great summary. Okay, that wraps up our analysis. Now, let's see how well you were listening. It's time for a short quiz.
Let's do it. I'll give the answers after you pose the questions and options.
Sounds good. Question 1. When you see poor content, do you ignore it or try to report the user who is trying to spread their slop?
Okay.
Option A is, I try to contact the user and offer constructive feedback. Option B, I ignore the content because engaging with it increases its visibility. Or option C, I try to promote the user's content to mock it. Feel free to pause the critique here if you need a moment to think.
And the correct answer is B.
B, yes.
When someone is trying to spread their slop, the best thing to do is often to ignore it. Engaging just amplifies their worthless material.
All right. Question 2. What small habit do you use to supercharge your productivity in the morning?
To supercharge it, okay.
Option A, a habit like making a clear to-do list that drastically increases my morning focus. Option B, a habit that reduces the overall speed of tasks to maintain energy. And option C, a habit that introduces new complex variables to challenge me.
Take a second to think.
The correct answer?
It's A. To supercharge is all about that drastic increase in power and effect. That to-do list example we gave is perfect for getting that maximum acceleration.
Excellent. Question 3. What content online feels like a black hole of meaninglessness? Is it A, content that is extremely dense and complex? B, content that challenges the viewer's values? Or C, content like overly positive business articles that completely lacks purpose or value?
Which one fits that black hole metaphor?
The answer has to be C.
It is. A black hole of meaninglessness perfectly describes that kind of content that just sucks up your time with absolutely zero intellectual return.
Very true.
Question 4. After a major holiday, do people return to the gym in droves to start new fitness goals?
Okay.
A. Yes, they return in large groups, overwhelming the staff. B. Yes, but attendance is inconsistent and at random times. Or C. No, most people maintain a small, private routine at home.
Remember what in droves implies.
And the answer is A.
Yes, returning in droves captures that collective, sudden, overwhelming rush of people you see in gyms every January.
Okay, next up. Question 5. When an idea fails, do you prefer to go back to the drawing board or try to fix the existing plan?
Right, the big strategic choice. A, I prefer to repair the existing plan to save resources. B, I prefer to start again from the beginning because fixing a failed concept creates more problems. Or C, I prefer to adapt secondary features but keep the core strategy.
Think about the finality of the phrase.
The correct answer is B.
Exactly. To go back to the drawing board means a complete and total restart. You're admitting the original concept failed and you're starting fresh.
Okay. Question 6. How often do you like a friend to check in from time to time when you are working on a long personal project? A, I expect them to contact me daily. B, I appreciate if they contact me occasionally, maybe once every 2 weeks. Or C, I prefer that they only contact me after I've called them first.
So what does to check in from time to time really mean?
It's B.
Supportive contact. Not daily, not on demand, but just a light touch point for motivation.
Perfect. Question 7. What small change do you use to kickstart a new health or fitness routine?
That initial jolt.
A. I use a slow, methodical process. B. I use a small, symbolic action with extreme caution. Or C. I use buying new workout clothes to begin with sudden energy.
Which one has that burst of energy?
The answer is C.
Definitely. To kickstart something is to give it that initial push to overcome inertia. And buying new gear is a classic example of that sudden motivational boost.
Last one. Question 8. Do you believe a steady job is more important than a high-paying job with uncertain long-term security?
The big question.
A. The stability and consistency are prioritized over high earnings. B. High risk is desirable due to the high reward potential. Or C. Personal passion outweighs both stability and pay.
What is the core of a steady job?
It has to be A.
It is. A steady job is defined by its security, its consistency, its stability. That's the value it offers over a more volatile, high-risk option.
That was a really intensive look at these phrases. We covered everything from to spread their slop and the black hole of meaninglessness.
All the way to how to kickstart a project or find a steady job.
By really understanding the connotations of each one, you can make your language so much more impactful.
It really signals a higher level of fluency and critical thought.
So keep practicing with these. Try to integrate them into your conversations. And for more lessons, you can always find us at SpeakDuo.com.
We'd love to see how you use these phrases. Feel free to send in your work for a future critique. Until next time.